We're looking at lesson 7.2, and the learning goal is I can find the circumference of a circle. The other day here that identifies all of our different vocabularies. You can see that the distance around the circle is its circumference. Other important vocabulary we discussed last time was a diameter. A diameter goes from side to side passing through the center. A radius goes from center to rim. A chord is a line segment that both endpoints end on the circumference. Line segment has no arrows, stops, and ends on the circumference. A tangent is a line segment that touches only one point on the circumference. We won't be focusing so much on tangents in this class. A portion of the circumference is called the arc. In this case, we marked our arc up here. A segment is a portion defined by a chord and an arc. So we can include an arc here, because remember, an arc is just a portion of the circumference. A sector is a portion defined by two radiuses and an arc. We have a radius here and a radius here. That's a sector. A line that intersects the circumference at 2 points is called a secant. Notice how the line penetrates the circumference. So finding the circumference is pretty straightforward. Nothing really too fancy about it. I did break it down into 2 steps for you. Let's say that we wanted to find the circumference of a circle here that's 14 inches. So we don't have a circle, we don't have a compass or a ruler. We're given 14 inches. This isn't the scale. It's not actually 14 inches. Step 1 says, first you find your diameter. Sometimes you'll have to double your radius. Step 2 says, multiply your diameter times pi. Excuse me. So then we begin to multiply. 3.14 times 14. Once again, the formula is circumference is equal to pi times diameter. 3.14 times 14 is 16, carry the 1, we get 5. 3 times 4 is 12. Next I'll add a place value of 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. 3, 2 plus 1 is 3. And 1 plus 3 is 4. So a little bit of a review lesson for multiplying decimals. Now how many places do I move my decimal over? So the circumference with a circle that has a diameter of 14 is equal to 43.96. Let's do a few more examples. Suppose the diameter of a circle is 16. What's its circumference? See how there's no circle drawn here. But we remember that to find the circumference of a circle, we multiply pi times diameter. We've already discovered our diameter, which is 16. So we can go ahead and multiply. So 16 times 3.14. Next we'll multiply. 3.14 times 16. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 1 times 6 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 times 6 is 18. Next I'll add a place value. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 3 times 1 is 3. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 1 is 0 or 10. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, so I get 50.524. Now I move my decimal place over 2 places from the right, I get 50 and 24 hundredths. So then I can conclude that my circumference of a circle that's diameter is 16 is 15.24. Let's do a few more. What is the circumference of a circle that has a radius of 7? If you remember, a formula for the diameter of a circle says that the formula for the circumference of a circle is we need our diameter. So in order for us to find out what our circumference is, we have to double our radius. So we're going to do 3.14 times 14. Now I multiply these together. Get 1256. Add a place value. I end up with 43.96. From the right, I move 2 places. You get 43.96. So my circumference then is 43.96. Let's do one more. Number 3. You have a diameter of 3 centimeters. Actually, let's skip number 3 for right now. Let's go to number 4. You have a circle that's 18 inches with a radius. So remember, we want to find out what our diameter is. So we need to take 18 and times it by 2. And you get 36. Next, I multiply 3.14 times 36. And I'm going to get 113.04. So then I can say my circumference of my circle with a radius of 18 is 113.04. Okay, so before we wrap things up, I just want to do a quick example of how would you find the circumference of, let's say, this mug here. Okay, so instead of using the formula, we can take, let me zoom out a little bit here. We can take a string, such as this nice pink string here, and you hold it down, and you can wrap this around the mug. I'm going to mark the string like right here. Right here, there you go. Okay. Now I'm going to lay out my string, and I'm going to measure how long it is. So it's from about here, as I marked it. I'm going to straighten this out. Get about 15 centimeters, then I'm going to mark it. 15 there, because that's as big as my ruler is. And I'm going to hold that spot there.
Because like he's not living with me. And most of the time maybe we don't call him. So there's his own day for him. Like not every day I'm gonna go around every day with books. So sometimes like this by himself. No, he will keep it with him.
And we can say it's approximately 15, 11, so we'll say 26. About 26. So we can say that the circumference is 26 centimeters. Okay? Now I'm actually going to take my mug here, and I'm going to wrap my pencil around my mug like this, or draw it around the mug. Okay. Alright, now that I have my pencil, now that I have my drawing around my mug, I'm going to go ahead and make a diameter for my circle here. And again, I'm trying to find out what my circumference is. I'm trying to see if my circumference, if it works for my formula. So I think it's 26. Let's see how close I get though. So, okay, so my diameter is about 8. Alright, so remember that when you want to find the circumference of a circle, you need to use pi times diameter. So my diameter is 8 centimeters, and my pi is 3.14. So I'll do 3.14 times 8. So I get 32. 8 plus 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. I get 25.12. So it's pretty close. So in the real world, it's not realistic for you to take strings and measure things all the time. Giant big circles and things like that. You have to use this formula to get a more accurate interpretation of what actual circumference of things are. So it works both ways, but like I said, we're not going to have a string all the time. Okay, so today's learning goal was, and you can also see how it's closer too. This is more of an approximation. If you were building some sort of geometrical structure, it'd be really important for you to be extremely precise so your building doesn't collapse. Today's learning goal was I can find the circumference of a circle. Thank you so much for tuning in, and here's the circle.
Here is a circle, it knows how to get around. It has a radius from center to rim, and its diameter's a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. Now isn't that simple? Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Here is a circle, it knows how to get around. It has a radius from center to rim, and its diameter's a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. Now isn't that simple? Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d.